Udara sarva evaite. Jnani tu atma me matam. Asita sahyuktatma. Mamevanutamam gatim. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls. But he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider verily to dwell in me. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he attains me. So now the discussion is interesting. The two shlokas, first Krishna says, surrender to me. And if you surrender to me, I take charge. Then he says, but four kind of people cannot surrender to me. What are the four kind of people who cannot surrender? One is Muda, one is Naradama, Maya Prita Jnana, Asura, Bhava. Then next he says, but four can surrender. What are the four kind of people who can surrender? Chaturvidha bhajante mam. Jnani cha. First Artharti. First is Arti. First is Arti. Arti means problem. And then Artharti who wants money. Then next, Inquisitor. And Jnani in knowledge. Now, Prabhupada is saying something interesting. Generally what happens is that those who come to the Lord with the first two category, they have some problem or they don't have some money. They come with the objective of solving a problem. Their objective is not on the Lord. And their business is finished, they run away. There are many poems written on this. Dukh mein sab hari bole, sukh mein bole to, like that. Many people have understood this fact. That problem time we do go. Correct? Everybody remembers when your problem comes and it is unsurmountable, no way you can solve. Even doctor says sometime to the patient, now you can pray to God. Nothing can be done. Okay. We all know this. Take care? So this is the problem with the first two categories. Problem solved, they run away. They are not actually going to stay. But the other two categories, which are inquisitive, and particularly the person now who is in knowledge, will not go away. You understanding? He is in knowledge, but he has not tasted devotional service. Knowledge, yeah. Theoretical knowledge. So theoretical knowledge, this among them is best because at least he will continue to serve the Lord. His understanding is there. So many times people come and meet them, chant Hare Krishna. We don't give understanding, they go away. It happens. If they have an understanding, you will chant every day. Like what's the problem in the whole society? If you divide, there is a discussion on Kanishta, Madhyama or Uttama. Even if somebody has a Diksha and is worshipping the deities, is still Kanishta. If he doesn't know how to relate to the devotees, it's called Kanishta. Kanishta means almost a devotee. It's like a devotee ka also abhas, shadow of a devotee. He is not really tasted the pleasure of Krishna consciousness. At a Madhyama level, what happens? He has tasted the pleasure of Krishna consciousness to some extent, and he has been thoroughly purified. Shraddha, Sadhu, Sangha. You take the 9 stages. Shraddha, Sadhu, Sangha, Bhajani, Kriya. This is Kanishta Adhikari. And then, next is Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi. This is Madhyama Adhikari. Mota Mota kar raha. And then, next, last, what are the last 3? Shraddha, Sadhu, Sangha, Bhajani, Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha. Then, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. Asakti, Bhava, Prema. Attachment, preliminary love for God, love of God, Uttamadhikari. Okay? We can make Mota Mota division. It looks sensible. Kanishta Adhikari means neophyte. But Kanishta Vaishnava is higher than a Brahmana. Just imagine. Because at least he has come under shelter of a Vaishnava Acharya and he has begun his devotion service. He is bigger than a Brahmana. Look at the joke. In society, the Brahmana is the highest. Why Brahmana is the highest? He follows, he lives a clean life. Okay? And even Brahmana you will not get. Because Brahmana has only 6 occupations. Patana, Yajana, Yajana, Dana, Pratigraha. That's it. He has only the 6. He should not be engaged in 7th. Then he is not a Brahmana. Suppose Somebody is by birth Brahmana, is sitting in a shop, he is a Vaishya. He is not a Brahmana. Brahmana is by occupation, not by birth. Just like Prabhupada used to joke in Vrindavan, a person was from Brahmin family and he was in a clerk in a post office and people used to go to pay him respects because of tradition. ये क्या मतलब, तो शूद्र का काम कर रहा है, उसको तुम ब्राह्मण का. You understanding? So therefore, this varnashrama actually is Kalyuga. It is very difficult to follow. You say, I am a Brahmana, you want to do activities of Brahmana, how can you do? Therefore, keep it aside, come to Vaishnava platform. Because this will not be practical today. Okay? I told you the joke now. I went to an engineering college and saw students very proud. So I said, why you are proud? It's an institute of Shudra technology. Because they're learning Shudra knowledge. Not Brahmana knowledge, not Vaishya knowledge. Whatever degree you have, Shudra degree. Shudra's degree. All the degrees you have is Shudra's degree actually. So there is simply unnecessarily people are proud. A big lohar, as I say, that's all. So now we come to the activities of a Vaishnava. Now there is a boundary between activities of Vaishnava and activities of a Brahmana. Because Brahmana is in knowledge. Correct? Now he is a Brahminical platform, is a platform to enter Krishna consciousness. Okay. A good qualified Brahmana. With nothing to do with birth again. So now what is happening here is that he is saying a person in knowledge who approaches me, he is not going to go away. Correct? This is reasonable? समझ आया नहीं आया? We can make a sense. I'll give you another analogy to understand. If you experience higher pleasure, you can always give up lower pleasure. So those people who are in Tamoguna, the only pleasure they've experienced, that is Shudras, is sleeping, intoxication, like that. Actually, they are even below that. But a Shudra also has to follow some rules and regulations. Shudra is part of the dharma. So he is not, below that is called Mlecha, Yamuna. Prabhupada used to joke sometime. In Kali Yuga we have his 10th class, not even 4th class. If we are to be judged, suppose somebody calls us and makes a judgment, he will not even put us in the 4th category, because Shudra ke qualification, if you read in the 7th canto, Narad Muni instruction to Yudhishthira, we don't have that also. Big list is there. Even that we don't have. Uppar to bhul jao. Vaishyas is big list. Kshatriya very big list. We don't have any qualities even of all the 4 varnas. Actually we are called Panchama. Panchama means really downtrodden. Usme bhi categories hai niche. Panchama mein there is Mlechas, Yamanas, Chandalas. You have heard of all these categories. You understand? Get an idea? So this is the situation. Now you take the lowest category where the person just sleeps, has no ability to do anything. He is no ability to organize a business, no ability to organize administration, give protection, and no ability to serve the Lord. Okay? This category of people, we can say, what we call this category of people? Shudras. So the only experience which knows as highest, he considered it highest. What is that? Sleeping. This is the greatest pleasure. Eating, sleeping. There are many times you see people, when they are eating, they talk so much. Because that activity is the highest happiness activity which he has in a practical experience. He may talk big philosophy, but he has no higher happiness than that in the day. Correct? But some people jump over that are called Vaishyas. And these are people who are mixed of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. That's called a mixed mode. At this situation, person has the experience of a higher happiness. So therefore, below the Shudras is a person who breaks even the regulated principles. You got it? So as the modes change, from Tamoguna you start breaking regulated principles. So if you have a higher happiness, means you should be above the lower happiness. You cannot say that I am in higher happiness, but I am doing lower stuff. That means you are not experienced. You got it? If you experience the happiness of Rajoguna, you should not be doing tamasic activities. I'm just giving you this analysis. Otherwise, always it is mixed actually. It's not that you have pure sattva, pure rajas, but just an understanding, for understanding's sake. So if you have come to an experience of an higher happiness, you should not be doing tamasic activities. You should not be doing. That means you have still not experienced. You're simply talking. It's like I can say I'm a great Vaishnava, a great experience of yes. But why am I addicted to rasic, tamasic pleasures then? That means I have no experience of it. Or I have only an abhasa. I don't have a real experience. You understand this? Does it make sense? Now, when you come to an activity of a Kshatriya, that means there is even an Kshatriya, just say in society also you feel. Some people make money. What is the big deal in making money? Let me get some power because that's more interesting. They try to become politicians. They do that. Sometimes they even pay money and purchase an MP seat. Now there's a big joke. Even Vijay Mallya purchased an MP seat. Anybody can do that. You have a lot of money, you can get an MP seat. We see that many people, they are film stars, cricket stars, they get member of parliament because they know some power you get there. But power is more interesting than just having some fun money. True? Agreed or not? So then there's a Kshatriya. They sometimes even big temples, they want to become trustees. They get some power. Then the person starts hankering for power in exchange for money. He's ready to put any amount of money. Sometimes they even put huge amount of money in universities to get doctorate degree as honorary. Many people, Mangalore University, they gave huge donation to just get doctorate degree. They give few crores and they get a doctorate. They're very happy. Why? They want prestige, power. More important than just having some cash in their hand. So once you get an experience of power, then this just having money is not the highest thing. But then a Brahmana, what experience he has of knowledge? Knowledge is so enlightening. So he gives up the lower happiness. Now this man, when he comes to the Lord in knowledge, will generally stay because he has understood why he should serve the Lord. But a Vaishnava, who is still not a Vaishnava. Vaishnava means, by definition, I'm just now clubbing all the three together. Vaishnava means with an experience of pleasure of serving Krishna. That is much more important than academic knowledge of Brahmana. I am not body, I am a soul. Brahma janati iti Brahmana. He has just that much, if he is a qualified Brahmana. The highest pleasure is not Brahmananda, it is Krishnananda. The highest pleasure is service to the Lord. This has been explained and another ways also. Pranamaya, Annamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. But let us just focus on this. So when we come therefore to Krishna consciousness, our practice should be so nice. Why? That we actually experience a higher pleasure. Then automatically we come away from the lower pleasures and we become very, very peaceful. Become very peaceful and happy. Prabhupada says the devotee is self-content. The devotee, he has so many qualities are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita for a devotee. The 12th chapter, there is a list of qualities of a devotee. There are 27 qualities of a devotee sometimes mentioned. Right? The big list is there, so many places. Why? Because they naturally manifest in a devotee. Because of becoming Krishna conscious. So, actually, the highest will be to become a devotee. But for that, you cannot become a devotee unless you come in contact with devotees. By your own effort, you can somehow jump out of tamoguna, rajoguna, come to sattoguna, but you cannot come to a Vaishnava platform by your own effort. It doesn't work that way. Krishna works somehow through his devotees. You understand this point? Krishna reveals himself through his devotees. Tadvidhi pradipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadashina. Taken in a general way, it says go to a Vaishnava. Pranipatena. Surrender to him. Pariprashnena. Ask all your questions. Sevaya. Offer your service to him. Upadakshanti te jnanam. He will give you the higher pleasure because he has it. Tattvadashina. He has it. An acharya is on a topmost platform. For what is this situation? That's very rare. Therefore, in ISKCON movement, there is the declaration of GBC. There is only one acharya in this whole ISKCON movement. That is Prabhupada. Nobody can be allowed to be referred as an acharya. It's a GBC order. Nobody should be allowed. Because just theoretical saying is enough. Prabhupada has to be separated from the whole group. Correct? Because some mistakes happen because after Prabhupada departure, people try to imitate Prabhupada. But therefore, there were so many resolutions, only one Guru Puja. There is no Guru Puja done. Okay? At least publicly it's not done. Privately somebody can do. And Acharya term is used for only Prabhupada in the movement. It's not only founder Acharya, even Acharya. You cannot use for anybody. You cannot say present Acharya. You cannot say, the term cannot be used. Because Acharya, even the Pada titles, there are so many titles which Vaishnavas have. Like Prabhupada, Vishnupad, Bhakti Pad, Thakur. These are not allowed to be used for anybody in the moment. Nobody can use this title. So that if you feel somebody is a pure devotee, keep it in the heart. But publicly it is not allowed in the movement to express it. The reason is that a person who can see the absolute truth, if he can publicly declare it, that is one Prabhupada. Other thing, if you feel something, you have all rights, but keep it private. Don't declare it publicly. So that's the unique position of Prabhupada, is not just for the sake, just like in a house sometimes what happens, no? Father, grandfather, so we remember the grandfather, so whole house is together. It's not that way we are remembering Prabhupada to keep house together. No. He has a unique position and in a spiritual life of all the people of the ISKCON movement. Okay? So now what happens is that, so in that situation, the person is seeing the absolute truth. There is no theory for him. He sees. But in our situation, we may not be able to see, but to some degree, there is some advancement, some realizations. But you cannot share the realization to somebody unless he approaches in a proper way. Suppose somebody comes to you and say, I want to debate with you. I cannot help you. Correct? Somebody comes, I want to debate. Debate also, there are one debate is a debate with norm. There also we can preach with norms, with proper respect. He comes with already he is conditioned. He has conditioned himself already in a particular way, and he comes to debate with you. You cannot help him. Okay? So, but in the Vedic time, there were arguments, but with norms. They had Nyaya Shastra. Even they argue, there are rules of argument. Yeah, what is your argument? What do you like to present as a difference between soul, God, and material world? How they are related to each other. That's called philosophy. What is philosophy? Relation between soul, this world, and God. Please present your Siddhanta. You present, say, like Shankara followers have presented Advaita Siddhanta. And Madhvacharya went to them and he said, no, wait a minute. I want to present Dvaita Dvaita Siddhanta. So they say, what is this new Siddhanta? All are hearing. And not only he can just speak, he has to show that his Siddhanta does not contradict the Vedanta Sutra. His Siddhanta does not contradict the Bhagavad Gita. Because these are all established books, Vedic books, correct? That is called Tippani. He has to give Bhashya. His Bhashya on Vedanta Sutra has to be there. So that before I am hearing you, I want to know whether your Bhashya is there. Before I hearing, I want to know whether there is a Guru. You are having a Guru who trained you. So it was a system, norms. You cannot just come, say, I want to debate with you. Wait a minute, sir. Who's your teacher? I want to debate on engineering with you. It's okay. Where did you learn engineering? No, I didn't learn. I just figured out myself. Then I may not be interested to waste my time. You know, there are exceptions to every rule. It's not that somebody, just like Mirabai, some exceptions are there to the rule. They didn't have a proper guru. But still they showed exceptional devotional qualities. Krishna is not bound by any rule. Is Krishna bound? He is not bound by any rule. Once they asked in Prabhupada and Vrindavan, Prabhupada, all the lakhs of people are going to temples every day, morning and evening. Who's their guru? Prabhupada smiles, Krishna is their guru. You see, they're not properly, many times, not properly initiated. It's just people, they come from villages, they stay in Vrindavan. Morning, evening, they go to the temples. You have seen that? They're just in good association, they start. You would have seen all the good Vrindavan. They're not be properly, in a system of training, education. But the spontaneous bhava is coming out there. So Prabhupada said, yes. And anyway, if somebody stays in Vrindavan like that, morning and evening, visiting temples, chanting, he is blessed. It is said that he is going back to Godhead if he does that. So you cannot say they are ordinary souls. Okay, but exceptions you keep aside. A system is, a rule is what? Every rule is an exception. What is the rule? You have to take shelter of a Vaishnava and learn. That is the way. Okay. But if you want to, before surrendering and taking shelter, you like to discuss. There are norms for that discussion. Generally, when the discussion is there, then there has to be some norms. Without norms, it will become tu mai. You see that? Sometimes our friends come to discuss, it has to have some norms. You present what you like to say. Then I present what I like to say. Then you take questions from the audience. Then you get a chance to reply to the audience. There are some systems made. Yes, many good debates are conducted. These are systems. So did they discover? No, it was there in India. That's how it happened. Madhvacharya presented, but Shankaracharya philosophy was there, and they all agreed. In fact, all the chief followers of Madhvacharya came later were all previously Shankara followers. They got convinced and they became his followers, and they became great stalwart acharyas in it. There was nothing like I'm feeling bad or hurt because my argument has been defeated. They were so happy. This person is so much more enlightened. Today it is very difficult. It's very, very difficult to do a discussion with norms because people are not mature. Okay. True or not? But if somebody is properly in a healthy stage of mind, many times when beginning people come to us, they will not just beginning surrender. They'll ask some questions. Now, why you say like that? What is this Hare Krishna mantra? You ISKCON people are foreign movement. You will have so many things. So we should not get upset and angry at that moment. Then we are not good preachers. We should hear what they are saying and very gently with affection. Hate the sin, not the sinner, with affection. Because sometimes what happens, because person is putting out certain things, mostly it doesn't mean it. Now it is said, because he has heard wrong, he is speaking wrong. But it doesn't mean. Many times people bring some very, very arguments, and by hearing that looks he really hates God. But actually it doesn't mean much from the heart. He's not speaking from the heart. He just heard and he's just repeating it. Whole life of people is cut paste. Just because he heard somewhere wrong, he's repeating to you. So if you actually remain affectionate, you said that with affection for him. Not that we immediately say, now at a demon I'll hit you on the face. How did you say that? Correct? You have offended me, you are hurt. No. This is a wrong statement you have made. Please try to understand. And you make a statement like that, then what happens? The person understands. Then he knows this whole thing he knows is wrong. Because you explained to him, whatever you said is wrong. Then he knows he wants to learn now what you have the knowledge. And he knows the knowledge cannot be learned by argument. You go to the Bhagavad Gita, it's the same event. Arjuna first argues with Krishna to a certain extent. Correct? Krishna says there is no use of fighting. If you fight, you are going to do great sin actually. And like that. Correct? And it is said, what will happen to the woman? He is arguing. First stage when somebody comes to you, he will not surrender. He will debate with you. Do you think? Debate with the proper attitude. If he is coming in a very negative attitude, then he is not fit to be taught. You have to just leave him. Excuse yourself and go out. But if he is coming many times, he must make so many statements because all the statements are being made out of ignorance and because of wrong hearing. So if you see the way Krishna does it, Krishna maintains an affection to Arjuna, and as Arjuna, what happened to you? Oh, great warrior. He is giving due credit for what is due. Parantapa. Hridaya Daurbalyam. Arjuna, you are showing weakness of heart, I feel. And Arjuna realizes Krishna's analysis is correct. Immediately he says, Karparna dosha upahata svava. Yes, Krishna, I have weakness of my heart. Please guide me now.